We all know that UpGuard's primary purpose is to help businesses improve their cybersecurity posture by managing both their business's attack surface as well as their vendor risk. But it's really important that we also enable users to report their cybersecurity performance to key stakeholders, like executive teams and sometimes even boards. Some of the exciting things I want to show you today are our new reports library, which centralizes a variety of frequently used reports for you to explore and generate. Some updates we've made to both BreachSight and Vendor Risk reports, making it easier for you to generate either executive level summary reports or detailed reporting. And the introduction of a new board summary report. This report is a highly visual 2-page report showing a snapshot of your overall cybersecurity posture based on your business as well as your vendor risk portfolio. The variety of graphs and information displayed allows for easy identification of trends over time that are relevant for an executive or board level to review. For anyone who's been to the reports section previously, you'll notice some immediate differences when you enter the new reports library. Let's take a look. To view the new reports library within the platform, I'll go to Reports. Here I can see a variety of report cards with preview imagery. This makes it easier for me to identify and decide which report I'm looking for. This page has 3 tabs: Library, which shows a selection of reports I can generate, Generated Reports, which shows the reports that I have generated, and Recurring Reports, which has the list of reports I've scheduled to run on a regular basis. Let me show you some of the reports and the information they contain. I'll kick off with the Board Summary Report. This report's a 2-page document with information tailored to board and executive level stakeholders. The first section shows my company's security rating mapped against my industry for each of the key risk categories. It also includes a snapshot of current risks grouped by criticality. I can also see a 12-month history of my company's security rating compared to my industry. As a vendor risk user, I can also see a variety of information about my vendor risk posture, how many vendors I monitor, an average security rating of these vendors, as well as a visual which shows the distribution of these by tier. On the second page, I'll see a 12-month history of my vendor security ratings, allowing me to see macro movements in my vendor risk profile, as well as a vendor change matrix, which shows the relative movement of my vendor security ratings over the last 30 days. This visual works well with the most and least improved vendor section at the bottom for exception reporting and to let stakeholders get a sense of how our vendor security profile has changed in the last month. We recommend setting up a recurring board summary report for each month to consistently track changes over time. Next, let's look at the vendor reports, which can be generated as either a summary or a detailed version within the new reports library, or within an individual vendor summary page. For this example, I'll do the latter method. In the top right corner of any vendor page, I can see the Generate Report button. Here, I see the 3 reports I can run for the vendor: a vendor summary report, vendor detailed report, or a risk assessment vendor report. The vendor summary report is intended for management level reporting. It shows high-level information about a vendor's risk posture and history without getting too granular on the individual risk details. For example, when I'm assessing a couple of new vendors for a particular requirement, I may wish to use this report. To view the report, I click on the vendor summary report card and click Next. I complete the delivery options and click Generate Report. To view the report, I click on the notification to go to the Generated Reports tab. The vendor detailed report builds on the vendor summary report and allows me to customize the data sources as well as the sections I wish to include in the report. These reports can be tailored to include the information and level of detail needed to inform any type of stakeholder. For example, I may wish to provide the procurement team with a report detailing a variety of risks that need remediation before a supplier will be approved. To generate this report from within a vendor summary, I click on the vendor detailed report card, then hit Next. This screen allows me to customize the contents of the report. At the top, I can choose the data sources or what I want a report to be based on. For this example, I'll keep all options ticked as I want to include data from automated scanning, questionnaires, additional evidence, as well as any vendor risk waivers. Next, I can browse the report inclusions. Here, I can customize the information I want to display in the report. These include title page, introduction, assessment summary introduction, detailed automated scanning evidence, geolocation risk, and detailed risk breakdown by category. In this example, I'll keep everything ticked, then click Next. I can choose the frequency and delivery options that I want, then I click on Generate Report. The third vendor report is the Risk Assessment Vendor Report, which is a detailed vendor report based on a point-in-time risk assessment. To generate this report, I follow the same steps from the vendor summary report and detailed report, but must have completed a risk assessment for the vendor. I'll find a very similar workflow in BreachSight, where you can also generate a summarized or a detailed version of the BreachSight report. The BreachSight summary report provides an overview of my company's security posture and how it has changed over time. It's a snapshot of key security information on a 2-page report designed for a management audience. Similar to the vendor detailed report, the BreachSight detailed report allows me to customize and display all the necessary information that any stakeholder might need to address weaknesses in my company's security posture. So to summarize, we've reworked the way you generate BreachSight and vendor risk reports to allow you to cater specifically to the intended audience. You can easily customize the reports to contain the level of information and detail needed by any stakeholder group. We've also created a new board summary report, which gives a snapshot of your organization's cybersecurity posture over time, making it easy to identify trends and areas of interest. And we've made it easy to find and generate all these reports within the brand new reports library. These new features are now available for all UpGuard customers. If you have any feedback or questions, we'd love to hear it. Please ask them in the Q&A or contact support@upguard.com and speak to one of our amazing customer support specialists.